Welcome! In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to set up Scenario 1 in Old School Tactical Volume 5, Battle for France 1940. This is the latest game in Shane Logan's Old School Tactical series, which is playing World War II at the tactical level. Old School Tactical 5 is coming to Kickstarter this month, July 22nd, 2025. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and please follow the pre-launch page that I've linked in the description below. Thanks. Additionally, available in this Kickstarter is going to be Old School Tactical Volume 5's first expansion, which is called First to Fight, which is the Battle for Poland 1939. We know that World War II, especially early World War II at the tactical level, is definitely underrepresented. So we're really excited to be able to bring 1940 France and 1939 Poland to you guys this Kickstarter, July 22nd. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. So I know I'm in a different location. The reason I'm doing this, I'm at my house, is that it's going to be easier for me to use my big dining room table for this big map 11 for Old School Tactical Volume 5. So any of you guys who have played the Old School Tactical series know that Shane Logan is famous for not only really fun, quick playing, fast designs, but he also does all the art for his games. Today I'm going to be setting up Scenario 1, which is called Bonne Chance. It is May 14th, 1940, near Beaumont, Belgium. Retreating French troops raced to beat the tightening German noose. Loaded on trucks and under constant threat from the air, they snake their way along the rural roads towards safety. But recon units of the German 2nd Panzer harass the convoy and attempt to block their escape. Can the French break through, or will they be pinned down and destroyed? Okay, so this scenario is going to be played over the course of 10 turns. So remember, in Old School Tactical, you're actually going to count backwards. So you're going to start on turn 10 and go backwards. It's going to use map 11, which is the map that comes with this game, which is 1940 France. The map coordinates are going to be on the southwest edge corner of the map. There are no control hexes, and there are no offboard assets. Here's some special rules for this scenario. The German random reinforcements. Beginning at the start of turn 8, if the German player wins the initiative roll, they receive a random reinforcement. And those reinforcements are actually listed on the side. The reinforcement is placed immediately on any road hex on the east, west, or south map edge. It cannot be placed in a hex containing a French unit. Add +1 impulse die maximum to the German side once 3 total reinforcements are added. French player receives victory points for French units exiting off the south map edge. The value in victory points is equal to the casualty point value. French trucks must be loaded with a squad or reduced squad in order to score the truck for exiting. In other words, victory points are not scored for exiting empty trucks. Victory. Kind of reiterating this. French win immediately upon exiting 8 victory points of units off the south map edge. Germans win by denying a French victory. Okay, so like I said, I'm filming this at my house because it's a little bit easier to fit the map on my dining room table. It's definitely not as big as Chickamauga or Fearful Sacrifice, but it is nice to have everything laid out. As you can see here, the map boards are absolutely gorgeous. This lush green terrain for France is just beautiful. So what I want to do is let's go ahead and let's pick out the units that we need for Scenario 1. One more thing before we do that, I did want to show you that this is the entire map. We're going to be using this southwest quadrant down here. So in the next clip, I'm actually just going to zoom in here so that we can just focus on the area that we're going to be playing in. Okay, so I've already punched out the French units. So here we have all of them here. We start with 6 rifle units. Have them all here. And then we get 6 trucks, as you can see here, all listed down here. So I have the, oops, that's wrong, flipped over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I've got to grab one more truck. Here we go. There's 6. We need 1 captain. So I chose, here we go, Captain Baudet. Excuse my French. We need 2 light machine guns right here, as you can see here. And then we're going to need 2 ATRs right here. And then we need 2 Renaults, 35s. Right here. Okay, and then here, this is just going to be for the impulse points tracker, which you can see is running along the bottom of the map edge. This is the same for all Old School Tactical games. but these are going to be your action points. If you've never played this before, you're going to roll 1 to 2 d6s depending on what it says in the scenario rules. So here we've got for the French 2d6 plus 3. The Germans have less, that's 1d6 plus 3, but their get check is lower. So anyway, you're going to track those down here. So that's what this is for. All right, let's go ahead and let's talk about the Germans. Okay, as you can see, a lot less units, but they do have that random reinforcement that comes in. So here we're going to need 3 motors. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. We need 1 sergeant. Sergeant Keitel. 1 light machine gun and 1 ATR. And then we have 2 of these tanks, the 221 and the 222, right here and right here. I apologize, they're not actually tanks, but you can see what they are. 222, 221. So those are the units that you're going to start off with the Germans here. So here we have what I showed you before, the German impulse points tracker, and then we also have the French. Each side has their own tracker, so this can be for whether it's the French or the Germans. And then your opponent can be over here where it's going to be tracked. And then right here on the side is where the turns are going to be tracked. So I'm going to be putting that turn track marker here on 10. All right, one more thing since we're talking about units. And one of my favorite parts about the Old School Tactical series is going to actually be these unit data cards. So you get a deck of cards for each side. And I went ahead and I pulled out the data cards for the units that we have. This is going to be really helpful, especially when we get into the armored vehicle combat, because you have these, the ranged combat tables here. So here's the motorcycle squad. We have our vehicles here, the 221 and the 222. Then the AT rifle. There's a whole deck of cards here with all the different units on them. Let me show you just because it's always fun. Here's some, these aren't actually used in this scenario, but I did want to show you how useful that is. Okay, and let's look at the French. So over here we have the AT rifle, the rifle squad, the Renault. Right here. And here's a couple other French vehicles. I think this is the one that's featured on the cover. Okay, so like I said before, they're going to be entering on turn 10, both sides here. So there's no setup beforehand. They're enter on turn 10. German forces are going to be coming in on the south edge of the map. If you're confused about which is which, this is actually the eastern side, there's a compass, and it's in between the casualty point markers and the victory point markers. So this is north, this is south, this is east, and this is west. So German forces are coming in, enter turn 10, south map edge. And then the French forces are coming in, turn 10, the north map edge. If I were you, I would probably switch where the players were sitting as opposed to what I said before. Put the French on this side and then put the German on this side, because the French are going to be pushing south, trying to exit off the map, while the Germans are setting up down here on the south. So I'm going to let you guys decide how you want to set up these units, but that is how you set up for Scenario 1 of Old School Tactical Volume 5. Really excited to play this. I always love playing all the different Old School Tactical series, and I'm really excited for this Kickstarter. Don't forget that it's launching July 22nd. Thanks for watching this Scenario 1 setup for Old School Tactical Volume 5, Battle for France 1940. Please don't forget to follow the Kickstarter pre-launch page, which is linked in the description below. It is launching July 22nd. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next week.